And it is said that he said as he bled, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do."
For they walk through this life in toe crampety shoes.
Do you?
Amen.
I don't know about you, but it seems like every 5 minutes someone's being canceled. Henry Cavill is now being harassed because he dated Gina Carlo or whatever the hell her name is. And it's like, what does it matter? Oh, well, she says some tweets we didn't like. Yesterday, Tim Allen was in trouble, and a bunch of people who only knew him as Buzz Lightyear realized Tim Allen used to have a cocaine habit and ratted people out to stay out of prison. Nobody cared about Tim Allen until he said something that was pro-Trump. In this mad world we now live in, that's the new normal, quotation marks, 6 Dr. Seuss books will no longer be published for racist images. I don't know, Dr. Seuss has been around forever. Honest to God, I don't recall anything racist from Dr. Seuss, but that cat in the hat sure as hell was suspect. In a move that I can only say is amazing and sad because now I can't buy any of the Dr. Seuss books to resell them for a profit. 6 of them have been canceled. I don't even know what they like. You can't even find them to figure out what was racist about them. So you just have to take the word for it, like Twitter's word. 6 Dr. Seuss books, including "And Think That I Saw It on Mullenberry Street" and "If I Ran the Zoo" will stop being published because of racist and sensitive imagery. The business that preserves and protects the author's legacy said Tuesday. He wrote it, though. These books portray people in a way that are hurtful and wrong, Dr. Seuss Enterprises told the Associated Press in a statement that coincided with the late author's illustrator's birthday. I gotta figure out what these books are. Can I see them? It'd be nice if you could tell me what was bad about them that I could see for myself, instead of it just being, well, we said it's bad, so it's bad, and I'm just supposed to sit here and go, well, they said it's bad. Funny how nobody cared about these Dr. Seuss books years ago. But it's like companies are scrambling in a mad dash to protect themselves from possibly being canceled. I mean, frankly, if we're going to cancel people for being racist, was it like Walt Disney himself a just legendary racist? Why is he still allowed to exist? Oh, damn, dude, these books are like $500 now. Fuck that. All right, I found a video that shows If I Ran the Zoo. I'm trying to find the racist imagery. Where's the racist image? Oh, okay, I see.
Oh my. Oh my.
Okay, I see. It's because of the way Dr. Seuss drew Asian people. Okay, so that's it. Dr. Seuss drew Asian people in a very stereotypical way for the time. I don't know. Honest to God, to me, it's like a big nothing burger. It wasn't a problem till now. That's the weird thing. I mean, if you're offended by Dr. Seuss for this, well, then I don't know how you go outside, honey. The world's offensive, little sugar. My God. Would you be offended at watching a crow eat a dead rat off the side of the road? You probably would. Would you be offended by a mouse being killed by a cat? Most likely. Oh, it's because of the way he drew a Chinese boy who eats with sticks. And I think I saw him on your street, first published in 1937. It was my favorite Dr. Seuss book as a kid. I can still recite parts from memory, but looking at it with a modern perspective, it's impossible to ignore the overt racial stereotypes. Well, it was 1937. Things were different then. You'd be surprised at how they drew the Japanese during World War II. And you'd be surprised at how the Japanese drew Americans, especially black people. I mean, honestly, it was a product of the time. We're currently in this weird cultural thing where it seems like it's hypersensitivity now to the point of where people want to erase the past. Like, you could look at this and go, yeah, it was drawn in 1937. That's how people were back then. We don't do that now, but getting rid of it doesn't mean it didn't happen. You know, it doesn't make sense. How are you going to learn from the past if you go out of your way to make sure it doesn't exist? It's like college students who are wanting books taken off of the curriculum because they feel that the books were problematic. And it's like, well, they were written at that time. It's your window into the past. You don't live in that world now, but it doesn't hurt to be aware that it existed. It gives you a barometer of knowing how far we've come as a society, in my personal opinion. But then again, what the hell do I know? I post and make dick and fart jokes. Still, can I even show these Dr. Seuss excerpts? Can I show those? It's very offensive right now for some people. I'm pretty sure someone has obviously been triggered. They probably fell on the floor, had a stroke out, probably cried a little bit. I mean, I was looking at stuff on Twitter right when they're talking about this, and people are like, look at what Disney did with Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse was in blackface with his hair all done up like he was looking like Buckwheat from the Little Rascals. All right? Mickey Mouse was dressed like Old Dirty Bastard. And frankly, I laughed. It didn't really offend me. I'm like, whatever. It happened back then. It was the 1930s. If you look at a car from the 1930s, you'd sit there and go, it's a car from the 1930s. We don't make cars like that anymore because we're cheap. Realistically, yes. Cars at the time, you're not going to get an all-metal car anymore. No. They give you a car made of plastic and soft aluminum. You hit an animal with a car now, your car is as dead as the fucking animal. Back in the day, you could hit an animal with a 79 Plymouth Ferrari and the deer just exploded into mist. That's how strong those cars used to be. Now you hit a deer with a Ford Prius, they have to pull you out on a goddamn stretcher. Point B. I don't know. Who cares? Take that, Dr. Seuss, you big bigot. Frankly, if you're going to cancel Dr. Seuss for anything, it should have been those horrible Michael Myers movies where he was dressed as a cat in a hat. Or Mike Myers, whatever his name is. You know, the old dude. You know, if you've been on YouTube recently, it's like Cardi B hanging out with Wayne and Garth. Like these two old men sitting in a basement. Sure, right. And it's like, what are you doing? You two are too old for this. Like, they better have paid you $1 million. Looking like, oh my God, it's like, I can't, I'm out of here. It's a goddamn nightmare.